You might be surprised to learn that reheating certain foods can silently damage your health, especially after age 65. It can impair digestion, increase inflammation, and even affect your memory and balance without you even realizing it. These dangers are confirmed by research published in journals such as the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which analyzes the long-term effects of specific reheated foods on older adults. Reheating leftovers may seem harmless, but some common foods, once reheated, lose their nutritional value or transform into substances that silently stress your heart, blood sugar, and joints. These are crucial systems that keep you strong and independent after age 65. In this video, you'll discover 3 foods that older people should never reheat, and 3 that actually become healthier when reheated properly. Stay with me until the end because I'll reveal a common food that seems harmless, but could gradually damage your body with every second serving. But before continuing, please like the video, share it with people who might benefit from it, and let us know in the comments which city you follow our YouTube channel from. Let's start with the foods you should reheat, because if prepared well, they can boost your energy, memory, and mobility every day. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you click the button and activate the bell so you never miss a health tip again. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment. Otherwise, type 0 to let me know how I can improve the content for you. 3 foods seniors should reheat to optimize their nutrients. First, oats. A warm embrace for the mind and gut. For seniors entering the golden years of life, morning often has a quiet power, a time to begin again with kindness and determination. Few foods embody this spirit better than a bowl of warm porridge. What many people don't know is that reheating oats, far from diminishing their value, can actually enhance their benefits, especially for aging people who need nourishment without excessive weight gain. When oats are cooked and then cooled, a unique transformation occurs. The starches begin to change structure, forming what's called resistant starch, a type of carbohydrate that resists digestion in the small intestine. Once reheated, these resistant starches remain intact and continue to feed the beneficial bacteria in the gut, helping to enhance digestion, improve glycemic control, and reduce inflammation. This isn't just theory. It's extremely practical for those over 60. As we age, digestion often slows down and blood sugar levels become more unstable. Reheated porridge offers a steady, low glycemic energy source that doesn't cause sugar spikes, but releases energy gradually and steadily. It keeps you fuller longer and stabilizes your mood and concentration. But the benefits go even deeper. Oats contain beta-glucan, a soluble fiber known for its heart-healthy properties, reducing LDL, the bad cholesterol. For seniors at risk of cardiovascular problems, this sweet daily habit becomes a silent preventative measure. Unlike many breakfast options loaded with added sugar or saturated fat, oats are naturally gentle, digestible, and infinitely customizable. Adding a pinch of cinnamon, some chopped walnuts, or fresh berries not only enhances the flavor, but also infuses them with powerful antioxidants, natural defenses against cellular aging. The warmth of warmed porridge also brings emotional comfort. It's familiar, easy to digest, and symbolically reassuring on cold mornings or when you're low on energy. It's not just about food. It's a gentle act of self-care, a gentle reminder that even small rituals can contribute to a healthier day and life. But there's something most people don't consider. While oatmeal strengthens you from the inside out, not all hot meals offer these benefits. Some may seem comforting, but they can be silently harmful when reheated, compromising much more than just digestion. They can negatively impact joints, nerves, and long-term vitality. So, what's the best dish to reheat? One that protects your immune system and regenerates your bones with every spoonful. The answer may already be in your refrigerator, waiting to be transformed into something profound and healing. If you're still watching and find this information helpful, please leave a comment below to let me know you agree. Now let's move on to the second point. Second, vegetable soup, a gentle medicine for joints, the immune system, and the soul. In those quiet moments of late afternoon, when the body begins to feel the weight of years and the light filtering through the windows grows dimmer, there's something deeply rejuvenating about a warm bowl of vegetable soup. It's not just comfort food, it's ancestral wisdom poured into a bowl. For seniors, especially those dealing with the complexities of aging, reheating vegetable soup isn't just convenient. It's an act of restoring vital nutrients, which over time become richer and more potent. Unlike many processed meals, a homemade vegetable soup becomes more nutritious the next day. Why? Because when hearty vegetables like carrots, celery, onions, leafy greens, and sweet potatoes are slowly cooked and then left to rest, their cell walls begin to break down, releasing minerals and plant compounds that weren't fully available during the initial cooking process. Once reheated, broth becomes a concentrated source of antioxidants, phytonutrients, and hydration, a trio especially important for older adults. Because the immune system naturally weakens with age, the body becomes more vulnerable to inflammation, respiratory infections, and joint stiffness. But a well-heated vegetable soup, especially if enriched with garlic, turmeric, or parsley, acts as a soothing defense. The heat stimulates circulation, gently opening blood vessels and easing cold extremities, while the anti-inflammatory compounds begin their silent work of calming the body from within. For those with appetite issues, a common problem among older adults, soup is an accessible and easily digestible meal that doesn't overwhelm the senses. Its smooth texture and warmth nourish without requiring effort, helping maintain strength, hydration, and nutrient intake, especially on days when eating seems like a must. Emotional nourishment is also a consideration. A pot of soup, carefully prepared and intentionally reheated, holds within it memories of kitchens past, of family reunions, of simpler times when food meant more than fuel. In every spoonful, there's a return to something familiar and safe, a respite from the hustle and bustle of the world to take care of oneself in the most basic way. For those suffering from high blood pressure, arthritis, or poor digestion, soup offers the opportunity to add healing herbs and mineral-rich vegetables without harsh spices or heavy fats. It's a form of nourishment that adapts to the body's changing needs, gentle, warming, indulgent. But what if we told you that even the humble grain next to your bowl of soup can actually strengthen your bones and stabilize your heart, especially if reheated properly? This next food is one that too many seniors neglect. Yet, if reheated properly, it can become your greatest ally in the fight against frailty. Third, brown rice, a tranquil foundation for strength, heart health, and longevity. There's a kind of wisdom in simple, quiet, concrete, and unwavering food. Among these, brown rice stands humbly, often unnoticed, alongside more colorful dishes. However, for older adults, this humble grain, when gently heated, can offer something far more significant than mere flavor. It offers structure, stability, and a slow-burning power that sustains every heartbeat, every step, and every moment of independence. Unlike white rice, brown rice retains the bran and germ layers, natural sources of fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and selenium, nutrients the body desperately needs as we age. Once cooked and cooled, brown rice begins to develop resistant starch, similar to that found in oats. But the beauty lies in what happens next. When properly reheated, such as by steaming or heating them with a splash of water, these complex carbohydrates become easy to digest, releasing energy slowly without overloading the pancreas or raising blood sugar levels. For seniors suffering from type 2 diabetes, heart disease, or slow digestion, this is no small detail. Reheated brown rice helps maintain consistent energy levels throughout the day, preventing the slumps and fatigue that often rob the joy of daily routine. It also supports the gut microbiome, nourishing the beneficial bacteria that regulate immunity, mood, and inflammation. Magnesium, often deficient in the elderly, is abundant in brown rice and plays a key role in nerve function, blood pressure control, and muscle relaxation. Especially important at night when leg cramps and restlessness can interrupt sleep. Each warm serving of reheated rice becomes more than a meal. It becomes a way to soothe, stabilize, and strengthen the aging body from the inside out. And then there's the emotional aspect of rice, its connection to comfort, to familiar tables, to the smell of something familiar. Reheating leftover rice isn't just a matter of convenience. It's a return to a rhythm, a small gesture of care that tells the body, you're still strong, you're still growing, you're still being cared for. The best part is that brown rice adapts easily to older people's cooking. Mix it with tender vegetables, lentils, or a drizzle of olive oil for a nutrient-rich dish that's easy to chew, digest, and deeply satisfying. For those who struggle with complex meal preparation, it becomes a reliable and flexible staple, a foundation, both literal and symbolic, for healthy aging. But while brown rice slowly and surely strengthens us, not all reheated foods do the same. In fact, some beloved dishes, when reheated, can betray the very organs they once comforted. What if the next dish you pop in the microwave is silently working against your heart, your nerves, and even your memory? What you're about to discover could forever change the way you view your leftovers. 3 foods seniors should never reheat. First, cooked mushrooms. The danger lurks beneath the surface. There's something earthy and nourishing about mushrooms, a food that connects us to the earth, to nature, to something profound and ancient. To many older adults, mushrooms seem like a healthy choice, low in fat, rich in antioxidants, and gentle on the stomach when freshly cooked. But hidden beneath their soft texture lies a lesser-known truth. Reheating cooked mushrooms can silently turn a healthy meal into a health risk, especially as the body becomes more sensitive with age. Mushrooms are rich in complex proteins and amino acids, beneficial substances when fresh, but also delicate and easily altered by heat. When mushrooms are cooked for the first time, these proteins undergo structural changes that make them easier to digest. However, when cooled and then reheated, those same proteins can denature a second time, turning into compounds that the body may no longer process efficiently. For a young person, this might go unnoticed, but for an older adult whose digestive enzymes are weaker and intestinal sensitivity is greater, it can lead to discomfort, bloating, and even nausea. The real danger lies in what's often not immediately apparent. Improper storage or heating at low temperatures can allow bacteria like Clostridium botulinum or Listeria to proliferate silently, especially in mushrooms sautéed in butter or oil and then left at room temperature for too long. These bacteria don't always present with dramatic symptoms, but the damage can begin silently, compromising the digestive tract or even the nervous system in vulnerable older adults. The price paid for this seemingly small mistake may not be immediate pain or illness, but it accumulates. It could present itself as unrelenting fatigue, chronic indigestion, or an afternoon spent in discomfort rather than peace. It could even manifest as a weakened immune response at a time in life when every ounce of strength counts. Furthermore, mushrooms lose much of their nutritional value when reheated. The antioxidants that once supported the immune system degrade, offering little defense against the inflammation and oxidative stress that naturally increase with age. You end up with a food that tastes familiar but no longer serves its purpose. Reheating mushrooms may seem like a harmless habit, especially in a world that values convenience. But for seniors committed to protecting their health, memory, and mobility, it's a habit worth breaking. Let mushrooms be a gift, best enjoyed fresh, not a leftover that's been sitting on the stove or in the microwave for too long. But what about another kitchen favorite? Something crunchy, colorful, and generally considered harmless. What if an innocent vegetable could trigger silent inflammation in your joints and weaken the very stability of your steps? The answer may surprise you. If you're still watching and find these insights helpful, please comment below to let me know you agree. Now, let's move on to the second point. Second, eggs. The silent transition from nourishment to harm. Eggs are often considered one of the most complete and healthy foods we can consume. They represent simplicity, balance, and nourishment, a familiar staple on the breakfast table for generations past. Especially for seniors, eggs offer high-quality protein and essential nutrients like choline and vitamin D, vital for brain health and bone strength. But therein lies a little-known truth. When eggs are reheated, their nature changes, and not for the better. When first cooked, eggs are safe, digestible, and deeply nutritious. But once they're chilled and stored, even overnight, their proteins begin to change in ways that aren't always favorable to an aging digestive system. Reheating cooked eggs, especially in the microwave or in a pan at a high temperature, causes the proteins to harden and restructure, making them more difficult to digest and more likely to cause bloating, discomfort, or indigestion in older adults. More concerning is the formation of potentially harmful compounds. When eggs, especially those fried or scrambled in oil, are reheated, the fats and cholesterol can oxidize, creating substances that contribute to inflammation and arterial damage. These aren't just theoretical risks, they're biological realities, especially for older adults who already suffer from high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or heart disease. The price you pay isn't always immediate. It might be a stomach upset that lasts the rest of the day, a slowness that slows your pace, or a fog that clouds your thoughts. Over time, weight gain becomes cumulative. A weakened digestive system, low-grade inflammation, and increased cholesterol all silently stem from the well-intentioned habit of reheating yesterday's eggs. It's a small gesture that seems harmless. But for a body that has earned the right to delicacy, reheating eggs becomes a futile effort. The nutrients that were once intended to protect the brain and strengthen the muscles could instead backfire if handled carelessly after cooking. There are safer ways to enjoy eggs. Eat them fresh, prepared with care and gentleness. Hard-boiled or poached, they offer incredible benefits when consumed immediately. But resist the temptation to save them for later. What seems like a convenience can silently erode your vitality meal after meal. However, eggs aren't the only comfort food with hidden consequences. There's another food, perhaps the most beloved in American kitchens, that poses an even greater risk when reheated. Soft, warm, and familiar. It may seem like a hug from the past, but beneath its golden surface lies a metabolic trap that can weaken your legs, slow your heartbeat, and cloud your mind. You'll want to know the truth before your next bite. Third, white potatoes, the comfort that silently betrays. For many older people, white potatoes evoke fond memories. Family dinners, weekend get-togethers, holiday meals where mashed potatoes were lovingly served. They are soft, familiar, and deeply rooted in American tradition. But for older adults, especially those who want to protect their heart, circulation, and balance, reheating white potatoes can turn a beloved comfort food into a silent threat. Freshly cooked white potatoes already have a high glycemic index. This means they quickly break down into sugars, causing blood sugar spikes. But when they're cooked, cooled, and then reheated, especially in butter, oil, or cream, their starchy structure changes. Instead of supporting the body, This transformation can exacerbate insulin resistance and trigger inflammatory responses that affect blood vessels, nerves, and even the brain. What makes this more dangerous for older adults is that aging naturally reduces the body's sensitivity to blood sugar fluctuations. Reheated potatoes can cause post-meal fatigue, numbness in the legs and feet, and contribute to chronic inflammation, which has been linked to a variety of problems, from joint stiffness to cognitive decline. Many older adults also reheat potato dishes in plastic containers, unaware that high heat can leach harmful chemicals like bisphenol A, BPA, into the food, substances known to interfere with hormone balance and heart health. The result? A once innocent plate of leftovers could be doing far more harm than good. The price you pay is subtle but serious. You might feel more tired after lunch, unaware that your energy dip was caused by reheated potatoes. You may notice increased stiffness in your knees or tingling in your feet, and attribute it to aging without seeing the real cause on your plate. Over time, these small, everyday symptoms add up. Poor circulation, increased blood pressure, weakened muscle control, and slower recovery after illness or injury. What's even more discouraging is that white potatoes offer very little protection in return. Unlike sweet potatoes or other colorful root vegetables, they lack antioxidants that could mitigate their effects. They fill the stomach, yes, but they don't fortify the body. They satisfy the tongue, but they silently strain the very system that older people most need to protect. Warmth and tradition are wonderful things, but as we age, we must learn to separate emotional comfort from nutritional security. Choose wisely. Let potatoes be part of your past, not your present healing. And now, as we reflect on these silent dangers lurking in our leftovers, a broader truth emerges. Not everything in the refrigerator deserves a second chance. So how can seniors reclaim their meals, energy, and independence with smarter food choices? The answer doesn't start with fear, but with small, loving steps toward awareness. Every meal is a choice. Honor your health one bite at a time. As we age, the choices we make at the table become more important than ever. Reheating food may seem like a small, everyday gesture, but for seniors, it can silently shape our health, energy, and independence. Knowing which foods to avoid reheating and which ones, if properly reheated, can actually support your well-being goes beyond nutritional advice. It's a form of self-respect. The truth is, aging well doesn't come from major, drastic changes. It comes from small, consistent decisions, like how we care for leftovers, how we honor our digestion, and how we protect the strength of our heart, brain, and legs at every meal. When you reheat the right foods, like warm oatmeal, nutritious soups, or brown rice, you're not just filling your stomach. You're sending a message to your body. I still care. I still choose life. And when you give up habits that no longer serve you, like reheating eggs, mushrooms, or white potatoes, you take another step toward freedom. Freedom from discomfort, fatigue, and the avoidable health problems that too often rob us of the joy of old age. The price we pay for convenience may be subtle but lasting, but the reward for awareness is even greater. Improved digestion, stronger steps, sharper thinking, and perhaps most importantly, a sense of control over one's well-being, regardless of age. So, as you open your refrigerator tomorrow, remember, not everything on your plate deserves a second chance. Choose what nourishes, warm with intention, and honor this chapter of life with the quiet strength that comes from wisdom, not impulse. Because in the end, every hot meal isn't just comfort. It's a choice to protect your future, one bite at a time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share something you've learned and intend to apply in your life. Let's support each other on this journey toward accepting these truths.